Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another comedy and drama night. Tonight, I will be reviewing The Princess Bride, released in 1987. The Princess Bride stars Cary Elwes, Mandy Patinkin, Chris Sarandon, Christopher Guest, Wallace Shawn, Andre the Giant, Fred Savage, Robin Wright, Peter Falk, Carol Kane, Billy Crystal, and Betsy Brantley. The Princess Bride was directed by Reiner. Now, this one was written by William Goldman. And for years, I only saw little bits and pieces of this, like on cable and satellite, and never really had watched the whole film. It was only, I think, about maybe 5-6 years ago, I finally decided to watch the whole thing, and I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be just goofy. From what I'd seen in those moments back in the day, I thought it was going to be just a weird, goofy film and everything. And in some ways, it really is. But overall, it has a really fun fantasy style feel to it that just, I think Rob Reiner did a really good job of creating this world that these characters live in. Now, some characters are played better than others, and outside of the fantasy world, we have the real world characters with the grandfather and the grandson and the mom. And to me, I loved these scenes. Number one, I'm just a huge fan of Peter Falk, and I just love his dry humor and how he commands the presence. I've always loved him when he played Columbo in his oh, and one more thing. So him playing the grandfather was just, I absolutely adored that character. And I liked Fred Savage as the grandson as well. And Betsy Brantley playing the mother. I've reviewed a movie on the channel already with her in it, where she played a bigger role, with I Come in Peace, in which she acted alongside Dolph Lundgren, of all people. But she was great, and Fred Savage, I've always liked him. I watched the Wonder Years back in the day, and I thought he was just good. Never was a super favorite of mine, but he was serviceable. So in the role of the grandson, I thought he did a really good job in here. But it's Peter Falk that is the one that steals the show and everything. So I really did love him in that role. He just, to me, I just loved that character. So, but the story, whenever he starts telling the story, how he does the whole, and some of the names in this story are just so ridiculous and goofy, to do Peter Falk credit. French Humperdinck, Princess Buttercup. I mean, some of those names only Peter Falk could say with a straight face. Wesley is probably my favorite of the fantasy world characters. Cary Elwes plays him very heroic and really brought a vibe of Errol Flynn to the character, and I really enjoyed that. It really did feel like a throwback to those kind of films. Mandy Patinkin is pretty good as Inigo Montoya. And aside from that stupid thing where Rob Reiner had him just repeating his...
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Now, that works one time. But they just had him do it over and over and over again during the final clash with him and Count Ruben, played by Christopher Guest. And he's another one that, overall, I thought he did a good job playing his character. He's playing a typical villain in this kind of a piece. And I thought his performance was much better than Chris Sarandon as Prince Humperdinck, because I love Chris Sarandon, and I expected more from Chris Sarandon after seeing him in some of my favorite films like Fright Night and Child's Play. I wanted him to be this suave, cool villain, and he just does not portray that in this film. He is just there. Like I said, Christopher Guest steals those scenes as a villain in there. Wallace, Shawn, and Andre the Giant are alongside Inigo Montoya. They're characters of Vincent and Fensick. And I liked Andre. He did. I thought he did a good job in this film. But Wallace Shawn was a bit of an annoying character, and I just thought he seemed just a little bit out of place in this fantasy world. Yeah, I think that could have been done a little bit better. Carol Kane and Billy Crystal as Valerie and Miracle Max. They're both made up to look like they're old, and they're playing like they're old and everything. But you never fully believe that they are these old characters for real. It just seems like younger people trying to play these old characters to me. But fight choreography for the scenes with Cary Elwes, Wesley, and the sword fight with him and Mandy Patinkin was very excellently done. That sword fight with Wesley and Inigo Montoya just reminded me of, like I said, those Errol Flynn, reminded me of The Adventures of Robin Hood with Errol Flynn and Basil Rathbone. That's what those fights reminded me of, and I thought they did a really good job with the choreography in there. Rob Reiner did a great job in those kind of sequences. I wish the film would have had more of that, to be honest. Another sequence that I really liked was the sequence with the screeching eels. That Princess Buttercup dives into the water and these creatures are circling her in the water. That was very well done, in my opinion. I think certain moments are better than others in this film, but overall it is a fun, and I can see how it became such a beloved family favorite, just because of the fun nature that Rob Reiner directs this. I don't think William Goldman though wrote as good a script as this film deserved. But overall, it is not a bad film. So, in closing, my final review of The Princess Bride from 1987, I'm going to give this film a 8.2 out of 10. Like I said, if you can look past a few of the goofier moments in it, and the entire waste of Chris Sarandon, it is quite a effective film. And the love, I didn't mention this before, but the love story between Wesley and Buttercup, as played by Robin Wright, it works in its own goofy little way. So, but what do you guys think of The Princess Bride? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan.
Well, that's the end of another Comedy and Drama Night. If you missed last week's Comedy and Drama Night, check out the link above. Or if you missed any of the videos during Comedy and Drama Night, check out this playlist and get caught up on anything you've missed.